Hi everyone, and welcome to Adult Storytime. Storytime for adults. I'm your host, Katie from Adult Services, and today we are on our fourth and final February Adult Storytime. So we're finishing up our celebration of Black History Month tied together with the month of love, romance. And our fourth author today is Farrah Rochon. And here is Farrah. Goodreads. She's a Goodreads author. And here's a little bit about Farrah. A native of South Louisiana, Farrah Rochon officially began her writing career while waiting in between classes in the student lounge at Xavier University in Louisiana. After earning her Bachelor's of Science degree and a Master's of Arts from Southeastern Louisiana University, Farrah decided to pursue her lifelong dream of becoming a published novelist. She was named Shades of Romance magazine's Best New Author of 2007. Her debut novel, Deliver Me, the first in her Holmes Brothers series, garnered rave reviews, earning Farrah several SOAR Mag Reader's Choice Awards. That's the Shades of Romance magazine. In September 2010, Farrah joined the Kimani romance family with the launch of her new series that follows the life of the fictional New York Sabres football team. So, there's a little bit more about Farrah. And today we're going to be looking at The Boyfriend Project, which is the first in a series, as many romance novels are. The Boyfriend Project was published just last year in June of 2020. And here's a little bit about the novel. Samaya Brooks never thought she would be that girl, but a live tweet of a horrific date just revealed the painful truth. She's been catfished by a three-timing jerk of a boyfriend. I'm going to leave it there because I'll tell you a little bit more about it once we get reading. But I wanted to do the reading so I don't, completely spoil all of it before we even get started. Let me show you this adorable cover. I love this cover here. The Boyfriend Project. So cute. All right. I would say I have to give The Boyfriend Project 4 flame emojis out of 5. There's some pretty steamy scenes. So just so you know, there's also quite a bit of swearing. I did cut out a few swears here and there in the reading. So you won't hear them here, but they are in the book. So just so you know, this book is definitely rated R. One thing I love about Samaya, and I don't think we'll get to it in the first chapter, is that she has an awesome job. Samaya works for a major tech company in the book, and she's also developing her own app. So it's some really cool women in STEM parts of the story, as well as the romance, of course. We're here for the romance. So I'm going to start a little bit into chapter 1, and we're going to get into the inciting incident. Samaya is getting catfished. So, to set the scene, Samaya's getting ready for a date with Craig, someone she's been seeing for a while, and her sister is over at the same time, helping her get ready and hanging out before the date. Craig might not be her ideal Mr. Right, but he was right enough. The sound of her sister's distinct laugh drew Samaya's attention. "What are you cackling about in there?" "Just something on Twitter. This poor woman is on the absolute date from hell." "And she's tweeting about it?" "Yes, in real time. It's like watching a train wreck." She heard Denise's footsteps padding toward her. Her sister's extremely pregnant belly appeared before she did. Apparently, the guy she's with thinks he's the answer to every woman's dream. The lines he's trying on her are so tired. Been there, done that. Got the ticket stub t-shirt and bad memories to show for it. "Listen to this," Denise said. "So this fool told her he works in clean energy and is all about the environment, yet he's driving a Mercedes SUV. Not a hybrid, but a gas-guzzling SUV. Samaya frowned. A tiny knot formed in her stomach, but then she reminded herself loads of people drove Mercedes SUVs. Oh, and get this, his Benz, it's a rental. How does she know it's a rental? Hold on, let me scroll up. Her sister paused for a moment. Okay, here it is. She said she knew it wasn't his the moment she got in because she'd rented that exact Mercedes from a luxury car dealership in Round Rock to impress people during South by Southwest last year. She got a discount because it has a cigarette burn on the passenger seat. The exact cigarette burn his has. Samaya's hand halted on the faux camel leather jacket she was about to pull from the hanger. Did she mention a color? No, I've been refreshing my feed like a crazy person, but she hasn't updated her timeline in the last minute. Denise looked up from the phone, a wide grin on her face. This is why I love Twitter. To read about bad dates between two people you don't even know? Yes, her sister's unapologetic response would have elicited a laugh from Samaya if she wasn't so busy trying to quell the manic butterflies whirling in her belly. Stop being ridiculous. Plenty of people who work in clean energy probably drive a Mercedes SUV with a cigarette burn on the passenger seat. Did I mention the tweet about his apartment? Her sister asked. He told her he lives in those fancy apartments up near the Domain, but this girl happens to know the property manager there. She had her friend run his name, and of course the fool was lying about that too. Denise laughed again. He messed with the wrong one. The unease that had settled in the pit of Samaya's belly began to blossom. Oh, she tweeted again! Another laugh. Now he's trying to woo her with his favorite dish. The volcano sushi roll, Samaya said, barely able to get the words past her clenched jaw. Her sister's head popped up. How'd you know? You're not even on Twitter. Samaya jerked the jacket loose and flung the hanger on the floor. Oh, Denise said, don't tell me. But Samaya didn't have to tell her anything. She could tell by her sister's horrified expression that she'd figured it out. She pulled on her jacket and stuffed her feet into her favorite quarter-strapped heeled boots. She'd be damned if she walked in there looking like an enraged, spurned woman. Or worse, some wounded animal. She would burst through those doors showcasing her fabulousness. Let that see what he would be missing out on for the rest of his sorry life. Where are you going? A thread of panic lined the edges of Denise's voice. They're at a new restaurant a couple blocks away, Samaya answered. The same place we were supposed to go tonight. She stopped short. He used the reservation I made. Son of a bee. I was on the phone for a half hour trying to get that reservation. You mean he had the nerve to bring another woman to a restaurant in your neighborhood? He must have. I wouldn't know. And thank God for that. And just what do you plan to do when you get there? Denise asked as she followed her back into the bathroom. Beat him up in the middle of the restaurant? I won't lay a hand on him. I just want to see his face when I walk in. Her sister looked down at the phone and gasped. You've got to be kidding me. What? Samaya ran to her side. Another girl just tagged herself on the Twitter thread. She's been dating this Craig guy too. Samaya didn't just see red. She saw a burst of fiery crimson. This is like that TV show, you know, the one where the people meet online, but you don't know if they're telling the truth about who they really are. What do they call it? Catfishing, Samaya hissed. She'd been catfished. Or at the very least, scammed into believing Craig was something he definitely was not. A combination of mortification and rage congealed in her blood. Every single time she heard one of those stories, she'd felt sympathy for the poor, unsuspecting fool who got caught up in it. But that sympathy always came with a heavy dose of judgment. She couldn't understand how anyone could be so gullible. Never could she imagine that she would become the victim of some slick-tongued, rental-car-driving a-hole's scam. I'm not sure going to that restaurant is a good idea, her sister said. Maybe you should take some time to cool off. Nope. Samaya unwound the silk headscarf from around her head and used a wide-toothed comb to release her flat-ironed hair from the wrapped style. She parted it on one side and let the soft locks fall to just under her chin in a sensible yet sexy bob. Because yes, she was determined to look like a queen when she cursed Craig's lying, three-timing out. She left the bathroom and, with one last look in the full-length mirror she'd inherited from her grandmother, grabbed her clutch from the dresser and stalked out of her bedroom. What time is Bradley coming to pick you up? She asked her sister. In another half hour? This shouldn't take long, but if I'm not back by then, use your key to lock up. Don't get yourself arrested, Denise called from the condo's front door. And text me as soon as you get back. Samaya stuck a hand in the air and waved in answer as she marched down the hallway and into the elevator. She concentrated on taking deep, calming, cleansing breaths as she traveled from the 21st floor to the lobby without interruption. She exited her building and started down Noose's Street, arriving at the restaurant in minutes. She spotted Craig's clean-shaven head at a table in a clear view of the entrance. Couldn't the bee at least try to be discreet? This place was steps from her home. She could have strolled by at any time. Samaya told the hostess she was meeting friends. The young girl didn't even question her as she invited her in. She made a beeline for Craig's table, sidling up to him with a bright smile. She infused as much cheer into her voice as she could muster and said, "Well, I guess your work meeting got canceled, huh? Lucky you!" He jumped at the sound of her voice and looked up at her over his shoulder, his eyes wide with an "oh, I'm caught" look. She hit him with a super sweet grin. "That's right, Bee. You're caught." So I'll leave you there. Now that's like the inciting incident that leads Samaya to two awesome women who maybe develop a little project with her. It might be called the Boyfriend Project. But to find out more about why that's what it's called and how Samaya's love life goes after this video video of the women confronting Craig goes viral, you'll have to read the book. If you want to check it out from the Crystal Lake Public Library, we have it available on the Overdrive Libby app. Depending on what device you're using, it's either Overdrive or Libby. They're the same thing, but on your phone, it's going to be called Libby. On your tablets, it'll probably be called Overdrive. And you'll see it available to check out. So I hope you enjoyed our featured February writers, 4 amazing Black women changing the romance game. And I really hope you give at least one of them a try on your reading list, or all 4, why not? I thought they were all great books. As with any type of book genre, some things will connect with you more than others. So give them all a try if you're interested and see which one you connect with the most. Also, you can follow Crystal Lake Public Library on Goodreads, and you can see our full list of celebrating and elevating Black voices for Black History Month. It'll be up there for the next couple weeks, so you just look us up on Goodreads. All right. I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and I really look forward to seeing you in March when we celebrate Women's History Month. Spotlight some really cool, awesome, real-life ladies who changed the game. So, without further ado, I leave you to the rest of your evening, afternoon, or morning, and I hope you stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.